Hey everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts. More of the same, but not necessarily something repetitive or boring or monotonous or predictable, but it is more of the same. Just getting my chat organised. You may or may not be surprised by how frequently I'm recording this game. You might be surprised in that I don't usually record this frequently, but you might not be surprised in that I obviously am looking to reach Hunt Rank 999 soon. We'll see just when I will manage that. As I said in the previous video, it purely depends upon my personal, commitment to the goal. And that will be reflected in the frequency of my play. Hey Autonomic, I saw Juvenator come online as well. So if both of you are wanting to play, do let me know, and I will get a room organised. Again, there is never the expectation that I will have viewers to play with, but it happens to be the case that most often some of you guys are here and wanting to play and are ready to play. So, under those circumstances, yes, I do get a room organised, but it's never expected of my audience. I'd like to make that clear. But it's great. It ensures that I have a limited interaction with this community, really. Because, you know, instead of spinning the roulette, so to speak, on 3 people, I'm spinning it on 1 person. And in some cases, no one. So, that's good. Got Putu doing Elderfrost Farm. I might join this one, guys, if you don't mind. I hope that it won't be forever. It won't be forever. Hey, Vernon. If all 3 of you want to play, that's all good. But just for the moment, I want to do some Elderfrost here with this guy. Unless, I mean, we could alternatively do a bit of I guess we could alternatively do Elderfrost in my room. Let's do that. I don't really want to do Hyperplane Gonger. I understand that, you know, he wants G4 completed for tickets, but no, I'm not doing that. I probably look like a bit of an asshole doing that. I knew exactly what was on the board before I joined, but I just realised, no, there's no real need to do that. That's alright, Vernon. What we'll do is we'll do it in the turn style, but I'll actually take a turn. And that'll be Elderfrost. I need to go and buy some potions to the box. Very annoyingly, I was doing Elderfrost in the previous recording, as I recall. But I wasn't doing so well as far as getting trunk spines. I think I did 2 double quests and got 1 trunk spine. Which was, yeah, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Imagine killing 2 of them, and then failing to get even 1 trunk spine. It's really annoying. I think capturing is very important. I think, that's right. I forgot what I was doing. Can you please not back out all the way? That would be great. Buy potions to the box. How am I going for space? Looks like I'm running out of space well and truly, which is fine. It's not an issue. I can sell, well not sell, more like convert hunter coins. Horns coins, excuse me. See all of these? These do not need to be here. I don't really have much of a need for them. As well as that, I think scraps... Yes. So if you recall, I sold all of my scraps on camera once. Like all of these, pretty much, I sold them. So if I'm in need of space, and I kind of am, maybe I'll do it now. Hello, Juvenator. Got Icy. I'm not sure if Autonomic is on the way. Let me know if you are, so then I can know to keep a spot open for you. Okay, he's in. Just making sure. So, I will say hi in chat to Icy. Hi. Starting off with me. And I will be equipping the set that I feel is most effective in breaking this trunk, although I could go paralysis if... You know what, I will do that. I will go paralysis, sword and shield. That might be a good plan. Just because I'm really getting sick of super low DPS with my gun trying to hit that bloody trunk. I'm really getting sick of that. So, alright, again, not used to having to go to this. Okay, let's do the one feint. That should be fine. Unless, no, let's do G3. That should be fine. My concern is that I'm going to get a paralysis off while the trunk is in a place where it can't be hit. That would be absolutely terrible. But, whatever. I don't know if it's worth getting specialist or if I should just aim for something else. I see he redeemed a gourmet voucher, which is nice of him. We'll just see what my options are here. The temptation to get exchanger is quite palpable. Yeah, let's do it. Where is it? I saw it here, man. I'm not going crazy. Gourmet voucher has been redeemed, so I don't have to worry about not getting it. And that will do me. I'm a sucker for exchanger at this time. That would be a glorious day for you, Vernon, but not so much for me. I would be flailing around rather foolishly, I would imagine. I've done aerial before. Not seriously, but I think I was doing like some random quest that had to be completed, like some low rank crap in solo, and I went and equipped an aerial set just to see what it was like. And I mean, it's fine, but it's so gimmicky to me. It's so not Monster Hunter, because I'm basically spending the entire time trying to jump off the monster. It just doesn't feel like the procedure that I'm used to, or the procedure that I appreciate in the series. It's just me jumping off the fucking monster the whole time. It's dumb. For me. Other people are perfectly welcome to engage in that style of gameplay and get enjoyment from it, but I don't really... I don't have a plan to do that. You don't need to apologize for needing to change your equipment, Juvenator. That's quite fine. But yeah, can we stop and appreciate that Juvenator was only like Hunter rank 200 or something when he started watching me? He could have even been below 200, I can't quite remember, but... yeah, he's almost at Hunter rank 700 now, what the fuck. He's been playing a lot, but that's what happens when this is your main Monster Hunter game, I suppose. Hey, Exio. Does that mean that you've HR broken? If so, then congratulations. Well, my gunner's pouch is looking unnecessarily full, but it's not like that's going to affect this hunt. Aim for trunk. I'm going to say this for the other guy, who's obviously not in stream. Aim for trunk. I'm truncating my speech for the benefit of time. Sounds good, Axio. Charm farming is very much a necessity. You can only... well, the quality of your mix sets is directly proportionate to the quality of your charms, unfortunately. That is the nature of the situation. And you know, some people don't like that at all. Some people prefer the older games from before charms existed at all. Or talismans. I don't like saying charms. My understanding of it, and it might even be incorrect, but I believe the charm is what you appraise into a talisman. But people call it charm in a... whether it be colloquial or informal fashion. But the point is that, yeah, in the games before you had talismans, people preferred that experience where any armor set that you saw someone use was a set that you could personally make. Alright, there's the trunk. I should have actually held off on attacking it until, or rather held off on attacking the monster until Juvenator was in position. You can see that the trunk moves quite a lot. It's not as big of a deal given that I'm using Sword and Shield, which is a weapon type that can be constantly repositioned during combat, but that's a little bit awkward. Fortunately, we do have Juvenator on Insect Glaive, so we'll be getting some mounts as well. I don't really want to be there attacking the head, because obviously that's dangerous. It's fine if you're gunning, but I don't know about... going Blade Master. It's a bit dangerous. But yeah, we'll try to capture one. Like, really try to capture one. If we see it limping, we need to stop attacking it. Trying to get that bloody trunk. There goes Juvenator. That was a pretty rough turn. I don't know if you saw that, but he was facing one way, and then all of a sudden he was right on Juvenator, and that's how he got hit so terribly though. That'll be awkward if I... Well, I will be getting a paralysis again before Juvenator comes back, so... As unfortunate as that is, I don't think I want to stop attacking for that long. It'll take a little while for me to get there. Oh, that is a fair way to look at it. Icy, don't put the bombs there, for fuck's sake. What's wrong with you, man? He must not know what I meant when I said trunk. You're not detonating anything, mate. You think I'm going to let you shoot the monster directly to detonate? Fuck off, man. There's no way I'm allowing for that. But no, the perspective that Vernon expresses in the chat, which I will iterate here for the benefit of the VOD viewers, is that he felt that it was the same game being released every time, to an extent, and the changes were welcome. You know, styles were a welcome change to what he viewed to be monotonous, or what he viewed to be monotony. And I mean, that's interesting. I don't relate to that at all, personally, but I completely understand why, if it felt like the game wasn't changing enough, things like styles would be a welcome change. For me, the enjoyment came in not things like different ways to play the game being introduced, which for the most part wasn't really done. It was instead different weapons, different monsters. That's what I wanted to change. I was never much of a proponent for the returning or bringing back of old monsters. You know, in the end they were always going to do it, but new monsters and new weapons was really what was most important for me. I think once you start getting into the territory of changing the way in which you play the game, that is when the balancing issues come into play. That is when you can really start to see, okay, it was better balanced before, and now, you know, the delicate balance has been interrupted because they're trying so hard to make these changes that people like Vernon want. And but you know, if you're someone like Vernon, who is not as sensitive to the balancing, and that is a reality, he's not as sensitive to the balancing, so it can be totally out of balance, but he's still having fun. You know, that works for him, but it's the opposite for me. It's the total opposite for me. You know, Valor style is a complete departure from even the intentional desire to balance the game. It's basically like, okay, let's have a great sword that can counter. Let's have a heavy bowgun that you can literally run around with. Like, it's literally taking what previously were balancing decisions with weapons and throwing them out the door and then giving them extra damage on top of that. I mean, it was disgusting, but that's the sort of perspective that we're dealing with when it comes to, you know, introducing something new to the series. Why it had to be that way, I don't know, but it's a whole lot easier to introduce something new when you don't have to worry about balancing it, I'll put it that way. Alright, so that's captured. I fortunately didn't need to say that it was being captured, but anyway. Yeah, I don't mean you necessarily like Valor style. But let's even look at Aerial and how the whole issue in 4 Ultimate for Capcom was, and for everyone quite frankly, was how easy it was to mount monsters, and then they come out with a style that literally is all aerial attacks. So, I mean, not a big deal for some weapon types. Whoa! Not a big deal for some weapon types, but then you've got weapon types such as Sword and Shield that just now have crazy mount value. I don't know, I don't really want to get deeply into this subject, because it's something that I'm sick of talking about, so terribly sick of talking about, but yeah, it's worth mentioning it. I didn't actually see if we broke that trunk, I fucking hope we did. I'll be really pissed if I spent all that time aiming for that fucking trunk, only to fail in breaking. I mean, we got the capture, and I do believe there is a capture chance for trunk spines, which is to suggest that it is totally unrelated to breaking the trunk, which is to further suggest, or to further indicate, that I can get it without breaking the trunk. But still. Thank you for aiming for it. In fact, Juvenator is also running paralysis now that I see. It's a bit awkward for me. You can see that the trunk position is a bit too high. This is the problem with the verticality. You know, that's the sort of change that I can live with. Verticality. Inclines and declines in the maps. That's fine. I can live with that. I don't like it as much as just a flat space, but like functionally I prefer, and it seems to work better when the maps are flat. Really. But I can live with that change even though I feel like it's a step backwards in one regard. I do think that in the end it's an appropriate evolution in the series. I can live with that, but if I'm forced to actually change how I use a weapon type, that's when I'll start to get pissed off. But there are certain exceptions to that, such as bow in 5th generation. I think bow was fine. I felt that they did a good job with bow, even though it was totally different to what I was used to. It was good on its own. So that's welcome. But yeah. But there are people who, like me, won't even touch this game because of styles, which in my opinion is a complete... I find that to be completely stupid, actually. Not because they don't like styles, that has nothing to do with why I think it's stupid that people won't touch this game because of styles. It is rather the fact that you are not forced to use them. I don't use them. You know, I came into this game with every intention of eventually trying them out, and here I am. Hunter rank 910 just about, and I've never really seriously used any styles outside of Guild and Adept. You could technically say I've used Striker, but that was only to achieve the moveset of standard lands that I'm used to. Outside of that, I haven't used Striker. So, yeah, I just don't really understand why people can't play the fucking game because of styles. It doesn't make sense. It's not like the game is balanced around styles. The game is balanced around hunter arts. Now, if hunter arts are a concern for someone, maybe I can understand that. But styles? No, that is completely stupid. I do not feel as if I'm not doing enough damage because I'm using guild style. That has never been something that I have felt. I don't feel like I'm, you know, nerfing myself. Hey, potato. It's a bit bright. I might lower the brightness of my room light. I'm actually getting some natural lighting at the moment, which is nice. Again, aiming for that fucking trunk. I feel like it's the hardest thing in the world to break, particularly when I'm the only one aiming for it. Oh, what's that? I thought I saw a break. It's not the fucking trunk, though. I think it's the snout that I'm trying to break. I don't know. I think there are two breaks. I think you've got the trunk and then you've got the snout. But yeah, we can aim to kill this one. Oh dear. They've changed. There you go. Looks broken to me. Looks like they've updated the... oh god, Cutie Cute 69 just got a tier 1 sub from Potato, which is lovely. Hope you enjoy Cutie Cute 69. Anyway, I was trying to say, before I was distracted by that very interesting name, I was going to say it looks like they've updated the way in which that's displayed in the chat. It looks huge. It's like gigantic. It takes up so much space now. Apparently it wasn't obvious enough before, so now we practically have to chat bomb the conversation to make sure everyone knows that Potato subscribed. But I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I don't mean to trivialize the matter. I'm just saying that it's kind of funny that it's now this huge thing. Icy. Oh, Juvenator, what's going on with you? I thought for a second that you were icy, pinging to be broken out of your ice blight, which would have been quite ironic. Hey, Spaceman got a sub. That's great, and thank you for the second gifted sub, Potato. That's great. But yeah. Awesome that Spaceman got one, because he is probably most deserving of one. Of the list of users who are not subscribed, he would be the one. He's in and out. He's not constantly chatting, but he watches fairly consistently. I'm tempted to go... Yeah, okay, Icy looks like he might be going for a capture. If it is a capture thing, like if it's a capture reward, maybe it would be worth capturing. Maybe we'll give it a try. Thank you for the subscription, Rosie Taylor. I'm surprised to receive a subscription from someone who I'm not really familiar with, but I appreciate that, thank you. But yeah, I'm hoping that this will give me lots of trunk spines. Let's aim high. Let's go for 5. Yeah, 5. Oh, great. Okay, update from Exio. People started shooting in my neighborhood, and I had to chase down my fucking dogs while dodging bullets at the same time. I'm sorry to hear that, Exio. No, I'd be shaken up too. I wouldn't be so much Did I not get 1 trunk spine after all that? What the fuck, man? I got, you know, a standard trunk spine. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Elder Frost trunk spines, thank you very much. I guess the 2 that I got in one quest before was a rarity. Not a common scenario. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. I'll take a break from Elder Frost. I said that I was going to take a break from him before, but... I'm serious now. But yeah, that sounds pretty crazy, Exio. Obviously, it's not so much the worry that you're going to get shot, it's about, you know, getting hit by a stray bullet. That's always a risk when there's shooting going on. Because it's not like there's a high chance of getting hit by a stray bullet, but it's, you know, it is a matter of life and death at the end of the day. It's scary. Not that I've experienced it, I don't particularly want to. I've, you know, been in a country where I've heard gunshots go off, but, you know, I don't believe I've been in a situation where I felt threatened, so to speak, so, yeah, sorry to hear that. That's fine, Juvenator. I didn't really notice that you were distracted from the hunt there. I was too busy trying to aim for that stupid trunk, ultimately to not get any trunk spines anyway, which was less than appreciated. I will, for the benefit of Icy, write Peter in the chat, so that he knows what's going on. It is indeed a turns room, because there's no such thing as a Generations Ultimate room that's not a turns room, unless there is a specific monster listed in the objectives, but there is no specific monster listed in the objective, so it must be a turns room. That's how it works. I say that very sarcastically, by the way. But it does happen to be a Turns room, so there you go. That's how I treat it. It's just easier. No exchanger, so I don't know, I'll eat as... Oh my god, Potato's going crazy. Thank you, man. This is Potato's 9th gifted sub. Not, like, in this round, but overall it seems that that is his 9th, so... And Exio managed to get it. That's great. Thank you for this, Potato. That's mighty generous of you. Well, there you go. Exio seems to be quite excited to receive a gifted sub. Looks like there's a hype train going on now. Oh no, it's close, apparently. And Rosie Talon's now gifting subs. Jeez. Thank you very much. So what's the... I don't even know how the hype train is supposed to work. It says a hype train is close, and... Sub, gift, or use bits now to start a hype train. Well, I don't know. Rosie Talon gifted a sub after that first popped up, so I'm not too sure what's going on with that, but... yeah, again, huge thanks to anyone who is subscribing themselves or gifting subs. It's very much appreciated. It's new territory for me to be able to get anything, really, from recording, but in the way of money, of course, but yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I don't mind doing a high rank Hyperjuvenator. That's the one high rank quest that I would be willing to do. I wouldn't do a high rank unless it was a hyper. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Potato looks like some sort of... What is that? An emote of some description. Can't really make sense of it, quite frankly. Alright, oh look who it is. Well, I can live with that. I didn't really end up using Bow as much as I wanted to yesterday. There we go, there's a hype train, 100 bits from Vernon, thank you very much. And, yeah, now it's a hype train or whatever. It's very Twitch of them to have something called a hype train, but... whatever. You can have fun with it as you please. Whatever that entails. I will go Bow, though. That is what will happen here. What's the monster again? It is Rathalos, so... let's go heavy Bow, that would be fun. Beyond the Firmaments. I don't often get an opportunity to use this bow. I don't use it for anything other than heavy water, which is a very specific style of play. It's specifically heavy shot, which I don't often use, and it will obviously only be used for... oh wow, another 100 bits from Vernon, thank you. But yeah, it's indeed a very specific monster that would need to be on the board for me to use this bow, so it's one of those things. As you can see, heavy level 5 on the level 3 charge. Maybe the level 4 charge would have something else that's worth using, I'm not sure. We are now at Hype Train level 2. Bloody hell, guys. And hello, Quentade Gato. Quentade Gato, I will suppose, is the pronunciation that I would want to go for there. Alright. Did I end up eating? Yes, I did. I managed to get Exchanger, which is nice. Let's now look for some coatings. Oh, it just goes on and on and on. Oh my goodness. Forever and ever. It's one of those days. 100 bits from Potato. Potato is the high roller today. You know what, Potato? Better this than an Xbox Series S, wouldn't you say? I'm certainly not going to be complaining. Yeah, I assumed that it was Spanish Exio. Had a bit of a look to it. And there goes 100 more bits. But yeah, when you're ready, Juvenator. Oh my goodness. This will take me over my pay threshold, by the way, because I don't get a payout from Twitch until I reach $100 US overall, and I was under that. I was sitting at about 82 or something like that. So this should take me over the threshold. So thank you very much for that, guys. That's amazing. Oh goodness. I'll start off with elemental coatings. And he should start in the same place as his G rank counterpart, which is Area 7. It is worth mentioning that even though this is the high rank Hyper, he deals a lot of damage. He's not the most fun hunt. It won't result in absolute failure if I don't pay close attention to the fight, but it is still going to hurt a lot, so that's worth mentioning. I'm not going to power shot that one. I think that was another... yeah, another 100. Thank you, Vernon. Well, that was unprecedented. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm quite humbled by all of that. Okay. Heavy shot is not something that I would be using against an actual G rank version of this, by the way. I'm not really confident enough with heavy shot to do that. But I'm assuming that this will result in Ethan losing his hype train conductor thing. Or maybe it won't, I don't know how it works. It seemed as if it were some sort of temporary icon that could be stolen from him. He's a moderator anyway, so he'll just have to live with that. Aiming for the wings, good for elemental. I'd be aiming for the legs if I were going for good raw, but I don't know if that's viable with heavy. Sort of is. The head is fine. Head is quite fine, elementally, but physically quite bad. I'm shooting elemental coatings right now, obviously. So. Hitting a good elemental weak point is perfectly appropriate. How's that supposed to make any sense? It says hype train completed at level 1. It went to level 2 though. Maybe if you get to level 3 it says completed at level 2. I don't know how the hell that's supposed to make any sense. But anyway. Apparently I received a level 1 hype train emote. I'm a little confused by that, but anyway. I'm going to try to make too much sense of it. Obviously I'm not all that up to date on the conventions of Twitch. You know, the guy streaming on Twitch barely knows what the hell's going on. The reality is that, you know, I'm just here to play the game and share it with you. Don't worry too much about all the other stuff, but I'm very much appreciative of all cheers and all gifted subs and straight up subscriptions as well. Oh, you all got Hype Train Conductor, how about that? Oh yeah, can you imagine a hype train in a big fucking live stream, like an actual huge one? People would just... it would get out of hand in all the right ways for the live streamer. Oh, God. It's a 180-degree turn that I witnessed there, I believe. If not 180, then you're getting close. But yeah, the wings are really the easiest thing to aim for here. The damage is good, it's not as good as the legs, but, you know, elementally, good weak point. For shot, or maybe not the best for element. I think it's a good elemental weak point, but, you know, in terms of shot damage, that was a good knockdown. But in terms of shot damage, yeah, also quite good. Wings are just an easy target, particularly with a bow of this sort, and fairly well-rounded. So that's how I understand it. Oops. Well, as you can see, it bloody well hurts, but at least I'm not dead. Which is why I'm not taking it quite as seriously as I otherwise would be. Please don't do this to me, man. I have not become complacent. I respect you in the damage that you deal to me, sir. Moving up to power coating level 2. I'm surprised he's not dead. It just goes to show that they really are quite beefy, even in high rank. See, got him on the return. That was clean. Imagine if I had knocked him down with that. That would have been even better. That's sort of like that would be a best case scenario. Going for a capture? I'd say it'd be capturable, yeah. Nicely done. Nicely done. I'll go and get that shiny. It's right by his mouth. Maybe it's his drool. Ugh. You know, there's probably a guy in this monster underworld who goes around collecting monster drool for research purposes. I feel sorry for that guy. Alright. Hyperderanburus scale, what the hell is that? I know not of what you are, Mr. Scale. Draco scale. Looked like it was a white scale too. I don't know what the hell was going on there, but anyway. Oh, and thank you for the gifted sub that you gave just after that hype train ended, Vernon. Alright, player... Well, I'm sure Icy's worked it out, but player 3. Feels weird giving Icy a spot, or giving Icy a quest. Let's rephrase that. Giving Icy an opportunity to post a quest before Autonomic, but, you know, it is easier to go in descending order, so I'll do it that way. Alright. You know what I'm looking for. Let's hope he doesn't post something stupid. As far as what something stupid would be, you know, high rank fucking deviant. That would be an example of what I'm talking about. Don't want a high rank deviant, thank you very much. I will aggressively decline. Oh. There's Exchanger without. Unlucky cat, which I will take. Is this a good light bowgun? Asks Juvenator. Yes. It is the light bowgun of choice for me when using fire shots. It's a little hard to rapid fire with in the sense that you shoot a lot of it. It's something like 4 or 5 rapid shots with bonus shot, and the wait time is fairly long. So when you've got those two things together, you're stuck in one place for ages. But in terms of damage dealing, it's quite good. It's what I use, so I'd recommend it. Bolt Reaver G3, I can live with that. I knew it was going to be a deviant. I could have seen that coming from space, but I can live with that. Bolt Reaver. I'm assuming he's weakest to ice. I'm just going to make sure. Use. So, how about heavy ice? I wonder what my options are. It's not Elder Frost, is it? It might be. Let's... I think Clear Sky Eos is my only load up heavy bow, so let's look for ice. That's Piers. Is it Hailstorm? No, it might not be the only load up heavy bow. I'm probably talking out of my ass. Let's just make sure anyway. I have a feeling that it's Elder Frost, honestly. Yeah, it is. I was right. Again, this is the only remaining armor set from the previous lineup of bow sets that I had made that actually includes a stamina skill. So for anyone who doesn't know, what I actually did was I reached the point where I decided I would rather have better mixed skills rather than compromise them for stamina skills, and I will instead use Mega Dash Juice when necessary during the hunts. And what ultimately brought me to that decision was the fact that I had so many Mega Dash Juice. I don't have as much anymore. I think I've got... yeah, I've only got 61 now, but I had like 3 or 4 stacks when I made that decision, so... yeah. Thanks, says Icy. It's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I didn't bring coatings, annoyingly. Hopefully this thing can shoot power level 2, because I think I do have some of that left over, but... yeah, that was not the best decision in the world for me to make. I tried to eat twice. I could have, you know, used that time to actually get some coatings. Fortunately, I can shoot power level 2. That's one good thing. Oh yeah, this is not this is not a very attractive mixed set. Just look at it. I mean, you can obviously see that it's the armor. In fact, it doesn't even look like the armor when you look from underneath. But if you look from here, God, he's got a gut on him. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but for a hunter, I would say so. I would say you have to be pretty athletic to succeed as a hunter. At least I've got as much as 47 power coatings. I'll try to use some of them for one monster and then the rest for another. That's what I'll aim to do. I do like this waist piece though, you've got those spikes sticking out on either side. Oh, he's left this area, has he? Oh no, he's gone down here. That's quite fine. So I will have to be charging up for quite a while. And even given that, I should be fine. I shouldn't... let me make very clear what I'm talking about. I shouldn't need Mega Dash Juice, because this stamina skill is quite significant. Marathon Runner, very good. It's probably not smart of me to stand up here. I'll eventually bring him up here and then no one will be able to find him, but whatever. Oh, I think now's the time. I'm making my way down. I'm sorry. Don't go and chase him. I'll stay down here now. In terms of... oh, that was a bit weird, but whatever. Obviously that was a mount into paralysis. Not the best angle here because I'm up against a wall. Oh. The mid-air laser chop is difficult to deal with, yeah. I think I'm about to... yeah, let's save the rest of these coatings for... ow. That would have been a terrible combo if his range was better. I honestly did think the range of that attack was a little better than that. That's reassuring. Don't! Let me heal, man. Decided to stay out of range of that. Wing swing. I believe I'm correct in saying that that's the term that I decided to give that. Wing swing. Because, you know, it rhymes and it's rather adorable. Okay. I'd like to hit you out of the air. Oh no. See, I didn't know where he was going to aim. I had no fucking idea. I was assuming he was going to aim towards Autonomic with that attack, because that's where we were being attracted to by that stupid thing. But no, he just dropped right on top of my head. Yeah, I got hit alright. We're at risk of failing this fucking quest. We've got 2 out of 3 deaths and we haven't even killed the first one yet, for fuck's sake. So this does not bode well at all. There's no guarantee that we're going to fail, but yeah, this is not really good. I'd like more stamina than this. It may be necessary to drink a Mega Dash juice. I can't believe I have to go all the way back to the fucking monster. Seriously. Oh, he's going to an area 4. Well, that'll be a little faster. But yeah, I was in that moment. You know, my instincts would have told me to put away my weapon and get ready to Superman dive. Had I thought I... or rather, had I thought I was the target, I would have done that. God, I can't actually get my thoughts together. But the point is that I thought I was safe to just keep rolling away from that thing because that was ultimately going to be where Astalos would aim his follow-up attack, but it was not. It was right on my bloody head. That's interesting, because the level 2 shot's actually a heavy shot. That's why that ended up being heavy, even though I didn't charge it properly. But yeah, if you really want highest damage that's focused damage for bow in this game, that would be heavy, as opposed to rapid. Well, there you go. We all of us died except for Autonomic, so at least we equally contributed to failure. Fucking annoying, but yeah, whatever. Apparently, we're not having a good day for Bolt Reaver. I don't really like fighting him anyway, but why? I feel special, says Autonomic. You should. You should. I might change to a Blade Master weapon. Don't sweat it, says Icy. Yeah, no problem. You're not in some room where everyone's going to leave, you know, throw a tantrum and leave after failing. That would be most rooms, but not this one. What would I like to use? I guess Greatsword. I think I've only got one nice Greatsword, so there you go. Daora's Deathmaker. The best Greatsword design, by the way, for Moonbreaker. It looks really good. It looks like it was designed for Moonbreaker. No, you're posting, Icy. We're not that hard on you. Again. I don't want to do it again, but I don't want to move on to the next person just because we failed. Go for it, man. I'm speaking in short form with the guy, but it's easier that way. But yeah, it would be a real shame if we just moved on to someone else's quest, even though we failed so quickly. I mean, if we had failed really late into the hunt, we probably wouldn't do it again, but No, that's definitely something that needs to be tried a second time. That wasn't a good run. We can do better than that. Most certainly. There's Exchanger and Unlucky Cat, unfortunately. I'd rather not get that. But... oh, there we go. It's rare that when I have Exchanger and Unlucky Cat, that I will get a second choice after that. I mean, usually if I get a second choice, if I've found Exchanger and Unlucky Cat, it'll be a second choice of Exchanger and Unlucky Cat, but I'm a lucky cat today, because I've twice now been able to avoid getting those two together, whilst being able to also get Exchanger in the end. You took my blunt ice greatsword? Well, it's a good weapon. But I wouldn't use it unless I had Bludgeoner. Do you have Bludgeoner with that set, Juvenator? I haven't checked it. Looks like the Red Helm armor set you've got there. I don't know if that's Transmog or the actual armor set, but yeah, I don't remember the skills of Red Helm. I don't know much about Striker style, honestly. It could be the case that it's so similar to Guild style that it probably wouldn't be a problem to use for me, but I stick with the standard way of hunting. That's my preference. Oh, you're using Sharpness +2 with the Elder Frost Greatsword. Yep, that's fine. I'm guessing it gives you a bit of white at least. Probably a decent amount of blue and a bit of white. That would be my guess for that weapon. Or it could be a whole lot better than that. I don't know. But I don't think you'd be getting purple with that. Calm down here, don't be like that. You're making a big deal out of... I mean, that's quite an elaborate animation just to fly over here. You're not going very far, mate. How boring. Yeah, that's right, I don't have critical draw with this armor set. I'm so not used to that. I do have a critical draw Greatsword set, but it's not this one, that's the point. It doesn't have Sharpness +2, I don't think. I wasn't able to pull up my sword as a shield fast enough. I don't recall if I've gone Blade Master with a Bolt Reaver before. I probably have, but I don't feel confident. I don't really know what my opportunities are for Greatsword especially. So if I do anything kind of weird, that would be why. I'm not too sure what my opportunities are. I'm just going to play it like I would do an Astalos, but I recall being quite terribly, well, not terribly, but I have been punished for fighting a Grimclaw Tigrex while expecting a regular Tigrex moveset. I need to commit to one level of this fucking area so that the monster's not constantly chasing after me. But yeah, the worst thing to do really is expect a certain moveset from the monster based on the original version of said monster, and then, you know, turns out to be a different moveset and then you get hit when you shouldn't. That is the thing with the deviant fights, you have to get used to a different sort of fight, that's the whole idea of it. This looks similar enough. That was right on me. I can barely see what I'm fucking doing. Ow. I don't mind flash bombs if they work. Oh no. Oh, come on. Support you guys a little bit. Or particularly Icy, I suppose. My man, says Icy. That could be interpreted in two ways. Yeah, I'm not performing too well, but I'm doing what I can. It's never too late to learn how to fight a fucking Bolt Reaver Astalos. Clearly. Uh-oh. Don't want that head turning away from me. It's about to. Oh no, I was expecting a tail swing there. Go for it, Icy. Nice work. Thankfully, the head doesn't change positions too terribly. Are you really bombing during a fucking paralysis? Remember when I said nice work or good job or whatever statement I made in support of your behaviour, Icy? Well, I would like to take that back right now. I officially recant all praise given. Because you're an idiot. I'm sorry, it's not game sense. It's not a lack of game sense that would lead one to bomb during a paralysis like that. It's lack of common sense. So, yeah, maybe don't. Should move my chat so that it's more within my field of vision. I decided to dive there because I wasn't entirely sure where that was aimed. I don't know what you're doing. You're flying away, are you? Oh, chasing after Icy. Right here. Yeah, I don't really want to go into another explanation as to why a person shouldn't bomb during a paralysis. I'd like to think it's fairly self-explanatory. But, you know, if I need to really explain it, if someone is genuinely unsure, then let me know. But I'm kind of sick of talking about it. It does happen often enough that I'm repeatedly having to explain it. And is that not the most convenient timing? I'm assuming that that's intended to be the case, where he only spawns when the second one, or when the first one dies. But maybe that's not the case. This is how it is with the double Elderfrost quest, at least. Maybe that's just normal. And I haven't really properly internalized that to be a standard procedure for these monsters to follow. But what the fuck was that? He shaved off a layer of that mountain. Whatever the hell, maybe not mountain. Is it big enough to be a mountain? I suppose it is. We could just call it a rock shelf, to be more specific. I will try to use Moonbreaker, and that could have been a great flash bomb. Could have been. But it was not to be. Alright, check this out. There's a little bit going on the screen there, but what I'm trying to get across is the fact that Moonbreaker looks really good with this greatsword. Looks really good. Haha, that was clean. Had to settle for a level 2 there because Icy was mounting. That's just team-based games, Exio. You play team-based games, and if the community's not solid, you'll be dealing with a lot of stupidity, unfortunately. And obviously, the League of Legends community is... well, that probably died about 8 years ago. And died in the sense that it, you know, didn't become irrelevant, or, you know, less people are playing, so it's dead. That's not my use of the term dead. My use of the term relates to a loss of value. But anyway. And I feel that a similar thing has happened with the Monster Hunter community. It's not what it was. But you know, it has been on a steady decline since 3 Ultimate, so yeah, I don't blame 5th Gen for that. I'm not going to sit here and blame 5th Gen for the death of the community, if that's what I'm trying to put across, or if that's what I'm implying. It's not that way. I've steadily become less and less... well, I've noticed the community's gotten worse, let's put it that way. Oh, that was unfortunate timing, but whatever. For those people who don't really hunt with randoms, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't have a clue. But for people who mostly hunt with random people, like myself, it's obvious. It's just the community's gotten so much worse. Fortunately, that is not a lasting hitbox there. Had to evade quite a distance there. I'll see if I can get away with Brimstone Slash. Oh, I was kind of hoping to get hit, actually. That's why I did it then. Oh, fuck, can I get it off? That would have been pretty clean, but I don't think I succeeded in getting any damage off there. Yeah, that's the reason why I pulled it down. I was hoping that that big laser chop that he was doing there was going to be on target with me. It was not. I'm usually very aggressive with Brimstone Slash. The ideal situation is to position yourself in such a way that you will hit the monster when you activate it, and then you'll also have a teammate swing in their weapon nearby and, you know, speed it up and give you a damage boost. In other words, having a teammate proc the... I don't even know how to describe it, really. I don't want to call it the next level of Brimstone Slash. Basically, it doesn't just speed it up, it gives it a damage boost as well when you are hit by something. So it really is something of a level 2 Brimstone Slash. Please stop. I'm fucking healing, man. Leave me alone. I need some time alone. Going for a capture. Time to deal some damage then. Hopefully we can reach that threshold while he's in the trap. I'd say we just missed it, really. Again, for anyone who doesn't know, if the monster is in a trap, you only need to throw 2 tranks. In the amount of time that it takes for a trap to finish, the monster is not going to need to be tranked further. 2 will suffice. 3 is not going to make a difference. Particularly if it's thrown later on. Yeah, I knew we were close. It's alright. It was success in the end, and oh, we did have a death. Can't remember who that was. Well, we did a pretty good job, compared to last time anyway. Last time was a pretty bad attempt. Yeah, 2nd generation and 3rd generation would be my favourite too, Axio. But the other way around, I would say 3rd gen would be my favourite, 2nd favourite would be 2nd gen. Then 4th, then 1st, then... I don't even want to include 5th in the in the list of things that I enjoy, because I don't enjoy that. So, yeah, let's just strike that from the list entirely. Takashi basically nailed my preference. We are of one mind on that one. But I've developed an appreciation for 1st generation, or a tolerance for it, as I've said in the past. You don't develop an appreciation for 1st gen, you develop a tolerance for it. And that I have developed that tolerance, so I can actually get some enjoyment out of 1st generation now, so... yeah, it would still be my least favourite generation of what I consider to be real Monster Hunter games, but that's not to suggest that I don't enjoy it anymore. It's rather just, you know, the one that I enjoy the least, but I do enjoy it now, so... yeah, it takes time, really. And, you know, I started in 2nd gen. I was never a person who felt that 2nd generation was rough around the edges or janky or anything like that. Because that's what I started with, you see. And even someone of my sort, someone who's pretty used to rigid Monster Hunter, really had to take some time to develop a tolerance for 1st generation, so yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, put it that way. It'll challenge you. But I was especially driven to 1st generation when 5th generation was just a complete waste of my time. You know, when I realised that 5th gen was the end, I was like, well, time to go backwards. Let's see what I can do with 1st generation, and I'm enjoying myself. It's a very in-depth experience. Well, Potato, I don't know how serious you are when you say Try is like the best Monster Hunter game, but it's really not. You and I know that it was the most fun we had in a Monster Hunter game, but the game on its own, compared to the other Monster Hunter games, I wouldn't say that it would even be in the top 3. There were too many problems with it. For what it was at the time, it was great, I suppose. You know, for what it was at the time, I will admit it was a very good Monster Hunter game, but even at the time, not many monsters. Even at the time, pretty bad balancing for high ranks, so yeah, I don't know. This is the best charge blade, says Juvenator, is it? Max Bolt. No. Oh, for looks. Okay, okay. You recovered a little bit there. Is that fully upgraded? I hope not. If it's fully upgraded, then... Oh my god. Look at those stats. That's a fully upgraded weapon, everyone. 293 attack with 19 element. Ugh. It must have really good sharpness. That must be what it is. It must have a lot of purple. I seem to vaguely recall that. But yeah, what the hell? I don't think it's worth it. Not in this game. Where purple sharpness was well and truly nerfed. What's on the board? Zamtrios. Let's go... Hunting Horn, I guess. No, I have not played Freedom Unite on iOS, and I don't know why a person would subject themselves to that. I mean, it was uncomfortable enough on a PSP. You're really gonna start tapping on a fucking screen? What's wrong with people? Really, what's wrong with people? If that's your only choice, fair enough, but... Holy god. Playing Monster Hunter on a PSP is not the most comfortable experience, but at least you're pressing buttons. Yeah, so what's this charge blade doing? Oh, I didn't really get a chance to see it because Juvenator was literally pointing the thing in the other direction from where I could see it, but... I'm sure it was visible at some point prior to him readying up, but I had forgotten that I was supposed to be checking to see how great it looked. But yeah, you'd better hope it looks good with stats like those, because I would not be using that, personally. Zamtrios, that's right. Yeah, I suppose you can connect a controller to your phone, so yeah, at that point, sure, but let's put it this way, it's technically the best way to play Freedom Unite portably, I suppose? But if you've got a controller, and you're bringing your controller on the bus, or on the train, or whatever you're doing, playing that thing in public. But I don't think that... Oh, whoops, I'm needing to play a different song here to what I'm used to playing. Sorry if I hit anyone with that. Yeah, bit of a different song. Oh, fuck you, man. I mean, that is really... Getting hit out of an encore is really like getting hit out of a level 3 charge with a greatsword, something like that. It's just fucking annoying, because it's a waste of time, you know, you've just committed all this time and now you have to do it all over again. And honestly, I would say that it's even worse with a hunting horn, because playing the song all over again takes longer than, you know, trying for another level 3 charge with a greatsword. So, yeah, fuck that. I'm not too concerned, but I'm just terribly, terribly pissed off. Anyway. That's Finale, which is not even called Finale. I don't understand why they even call it Finale anywhere. Just call it All Melody Effects Extended. Like, what the fuck? Makes no sense. At least I know what I'm doing with Finale now. In the past I was using it before playing the song, thinking that it was this passive effect that would automatically increase the effective time for songs while that passive effect was in effect, but it doesn't work that way. How it works is it increases the length of time for songs currently active, so yeah, I needed to learn the hard way with that one. I don't want to be that one guy who's standing by the trap, but while no one else is, but yeah, I think that'd be good. How he can fit in this, I actually cannot comprehend, but you know, someone's going for a capture, and it was capturable. That was a quick hunt. Nicely done. That's a pretty significant increase in damage, is it not? Yes, it is. And we should still have attack up in effect, actually. Let's have a look. Yes, we do. Courtesy of Finale. Oh yeah, I said that I was going to lower the brightness of my room light, didn't I? And I never did. Oh well. I guess I've just been very well illuminated for this recording, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's fine now. It was a little bit bright before, but anyway. Undragged 912. Yeah, I'll probably just go for a 2-hour recording here, and then that'll be enough for me. Glowy dink. I'm not sure, actually. I think so. Yeah, there should be a low-rank Teostra in this game. Dark Angel vibe, right here. So skip me, and we'll go to player 2. Because I'm not doing fucking Elder Frost right now. I'm not interested. No, thank you. Oh, I'm being shown the Charge Blade. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I don't mind that. I don't know if I would use it, but it looks good. Nice design. No exchanger this time around. Let's see what we're hunting first. Rejuvenator has pulled out. Oh. Well, I'm sure that's a perfectly fine light bowgun for water. I wonder how it compares to... what's his face? Soulseer. I'm assuming that when I chose Soulseer, I had compared it to that and decided that it was better. I mean, I obviously did, because I wouldn't otherwise choose to make a deviant weapon over a standard monster weapon, because I don't like doing the deviant crap, but yeah, that obviously means that I had deemed it to be considerably better, but I'm sure it's still good. go Hunting Horn Freedom Unite style with the twin shell castanet, which should be called Click Clack. Why isn't it called Click Clack? It's a fucking travesty. Oh, Exchanger is here. I'm just blind. I'm glad that I happened to find it. It is true that sometimes I'll just miss it. It's happened before where, seriously, I look through all of them, go, oh, I don't have Exchanger, and then I go and choose to eat something else that's not Exchanger, and then I find Exchanger, and I'm like, okay, great. I'll take it. My lips are a little dry, so I'm going to apply lip balm. Must have been a windy night last night. Alrighty, that feels a lot better. What does Exchanger do? It increases the amount of HRP you receive at the end of a quest. I think it's percentage based, but I don't know what the percentage is. Alright. Yeah, I don't think it's a flat increase. Or maybe it is a flat increase, it's possible. I would say it's most likely percentage based though. It's probably like 10% or something. Don't think I've used a hunting horn against this monster in a while. I don't watch too much comedy anime. I'm not against it, but yeah, most of it doesn't tickle my sense of humour. At least not in the same way it does for other people. Can't really I think the most I've ever laughed at watching a show was Carnival Phantasm. I think that was fucking funny. That genuinely made me laugh. That's not common with comedy anime. Most comedy anime I watch is just so dumb that I'm just like, oh great. I realise I'm supposed to find this funny, but I don't. But no, Carnival Phantasm was, yeah, Fate's Carnival Phantasm. I watched it when it came out, and most people didn't know what the hell was going on because there were lots of Tsukihime and Melty Blood references in there. So most people were watching it not knowing what the fuck was going on half the time, you know, because I think when it came out, maybe, I think the newest Fate was Fate Zero, something like that. So basically the Fate Stay Night and Fate Stay Night prequel were the only thing people were familiar with, you know. Most people hadn't read Apocrypha, most people hadn't, you know, gone further with Fate Hollow Ataraxia and all that stuff. You know, I'm a bit of a long time actually Fate fan. But, you know, that was funny. That was a really funny show. And, yeah, would recommend it to any Type Moon fan for sure. There's supposed to be one for Fate Grand Order coming out soon, if it's not already out. It was very strange seeing Fate become huge, really, but that's what happens when you make one of the best animated shows ever. Everyone will go and watch it. Good for them, I suppose. What am I doing myself? I am playing a song. This is what I want. Have I already played it? No, I started with Defense for some reason. That is not the priority right now. You know why I played Defense first? It's because my brain got confused after using the Glavenus Hunting Horn. The attack song for the Glavenus Hunting Horn plays like the defense song for most other horns that I use. So it confused me a bit. Oh yes, Exio, believe me. I'm very much in the same boat there. Yeah, Mordred's been I've been a big fan of her for a long time. Because she was very well drawn by the Apocrypha artist as well, so... Yeah, I've always been very much up to date on the newest stuff relating to that series, because I've always been following the fan art community of the Fate series, so there was never anything that I wasn't aware of. There were always these characters popping up, and then I'd do some research on those characters, find out about the other thing, whether it be a light novel or a manga or a visual novel. I'd know about it and I'd give it a try if I was interested. I'm not performing too well with this Silver Rathalos, I must tell you. No, Mordred's not like that. That would not be a good description of her. She's the tomboy archetype. She's not edgy or... Yeah, no. It would be a terrible description of her. She's just, rough around the edges, typical tomboy archetype. Which is a good character. And that's the end of the quest. It happened while I was in the loading screen. Oh, I thought it was, oh, whoops. I don't know if I said... Right, okay. It was Potato who said that, not Vernon. I didn't read who had actually said it. I saw that Exio thought that Vernon said that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, no. Yeah, I'm a leecher. Big quest leecher. What do you mean, other classes? Are we still talking about Fate? Assuming we're talking about Fate, yeah, yeah, I know about them. Yeah, I saw Pretender recently as well. There's only one Pretender at the moment, I think. I don't really keep track of it though. How dare you leech for 1 second? No. Vernon, don't. It's not... It's funny because of what it references. If you don't watch the stuff that it references, you're not going to find it funny. It is what it is. It's not funny on its own. Dumb shit like... they're having a race, and they get in these go-karts, and Ilya is driving the bazaar car. I find that shit hilarious, but I don't know why that cracked me up so much, but yeah, that show really was funny. And it was really silly as well. Really cute art style too. Absolutely adorable. But, yeah, I think most people have watched it now that are Fate fans. It flew under the radar for a while, but I think maybe it might have been YouTube that brought everyone's attention to it. But yeah, lots of Melty Blood and Skihime stuff that not many people would get. What's my favourite anime? Oh. I can give you a list of the shows that I really like. Code Geass, Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, Umineko no Nakokoro ni, although I would say more the visual novels than the anime. Maria-sama ga miteru. Dot hack sign. I don't really like putting my finger on my favorite show, because, you know, I like different shows for different reasons, so... I suppose it would have to be Code Geass at the end of the day, because, you know, I watched that as it aired, I basically grew up with the show, and, it was really fun to watch. What's the monster again? I was looking at it, I swear to you I was looking at it, but I was too busy reminiscing about Code Geass. Nursilla Nightmare. You're right about it being a nightmare, Icy. You're right about that. Might actually go blunt. Maybe raw blunt. Let's go blunt greatsword, just a Cantor god sword. Oh yeah, Boku no Pico as well. As well as Pico to Chico and Pico x Coco x Chico. Of course. All 3 OVAs. Thank you very much. I don't know why that turned into a joke. I mean, or such a... I mean, that exploded all of a sudden. I seem to recall on the old Yaoi Haven website back in the old days, Boku no Pico was still in the rounds. It was very much part of an enclosed community at that time. But then all of a sudden it got picked up, kind of like 2 Girls 1 Cup, you know, as if 2 girls eating shit was somehow a novelty. You know, there's plenty of that out in the world, especially in Germany. So... yeah, it's like one thing gets picked up and everyone's like, ah, Christ, it's not that much of a novelty, you know. Anyway. It's one of those things. Thanks for reviving nice memories from my childhood. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you know, BME Paint Olympics, 1 guy, 1 jar, all that business. I remember that crap. What a load of garbage that was. So stupid. There's apparently one called 2 guys, 1 hammer. Apparently there was 2 kids, 1 sandbox. I don't know what that was. I'm glad I didn't watch that if it was a thing. I think that was like... urethra penetration? Something like that. I apologise for this conversation if anyone's sensitive to these matters, but... anyway, it was just a bit dumb. That whole era when you had these videos going around. The funny one, and then I'll get off this subject. The one that made me laugh out of all of those was 1 priest, 1 nun, because that was actually funny. But it was gross, but it was funny. But the point is that, yeah. Hey, Pantherflower. What's up, Hunter? How's it going tonight? Oh, whoops. I fucked this up. If anyone wanted to smoke bomb, I was not paying any attention. I was too busy talking about 1 priest, 1 nun. So who all here hates the Pokemon anime? Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not very good. It's never been very good. I can't believe they changed the art style of it. I nearly died inside, and I never would have thought that I would care, and I don't really, to be completely honest, but... I'm almost insulted that they changed the style to what it is now. It just had no business changing like that. They took it from something that was neutral to something that was actually well and truly bad. You know, speaking of well and truly bad, I really should have walked in here with a smoke bomb. I didn't really comprehend the quest that we were doing. I didn't realise it was in this arena. I've done it before, but I didn't properly comprehend what we were even doing, and yeah, I just did not put any thought into what was going on. And this is really bad because my DPS is in the toilet. There are 2 hyper G-rank monsters flying around. Not literally flying, but yeah, this is beyond stupid. Let me put it that way. I don't know why this guy wants this quest done, but This is going to be terribly painful. And I'm partially to blame. Thank you for the assistance, Panda Flower. That's very much appreciated. We may very well have to restart this quest if we... Like, if another person dies sometime soon, then that may be necessary. Yeah, let's restart. We'll restart this one and we'll actually smoke bomb at the beginning like sensible people. I just was not paying attention to what we were doing. So that was 100% my fault, and we will try that again. As a human. As a human. I guess you play as Prowler quite a bit. But yeah, happy to do that again, of course, but we will most assuredly approach that with a little bit more strategy. Seems like Icy is posting quests that we fail. We will definitely try that again, though. Sorry again. Apologising for the fact that I didn't smoke bomb. Icy, for fuck's sake, why are you such a... He literally just threw a tantrum in that moment. He was like, ugh. I'm leaving. Bye. I was going to do it again for you, and I was about to apologise and say again, but no. Couldn't keep up with you. Couldn't keep up with your tantrum throwing. I mean, it might not have been that way, but... It might have not been some sort of negative reaction, but could have been just a fairly prosaic, oh, I'm done for today, let's do something else. But, I don't know, doesn't feel like that from this side. You see no wine? No. But, always get out the whiskey, I guess. No, I probably don't need the whiskey right now. The Lost Expedition. Again, I'm assuming we're just doing all the quests that Autonomic hasn't cleared, which is fine. But yeah, taking a bit of a break from wine. It's about time. Back on the whiskey again. Nulberries are what I'm looking for. Oh no, apparently I've got an... What did I think that I didn't have much of? Whatever it was that I thought, it was not in any way aligning with reality. So, there you go. I really need to try and internalize the information that should be entering my brain upon checking the quest board and looking at what quest is on the board. That would be phenomenally helpful. For many reasons. Let's go Gunlancer. No, it's Barioth, so I will not do that. I very quickly decided that that would be a stupid idea. It wouldn't be bad, necessarily, I just don't want to deal with that. I want something that's high mobility. Having to chase after this fucking Barioth with a gun lance. No thank you. Do I have... I do have a blunt option for this, so I will do... Blunt fire dual blades. Dual cutcoos. I'm not calling them cutcoos because that's unnecessary. As Potato knows, I stopped watching... Well, maybe he doesn't know. I think I said it, but I stopped watching Shingeki no Kyojin during the most recent season. I just didn't like where the story was going. I lost interest. Genuinely lost interest. That wasn't to suggest that the story was bad. I felt like it went in a sensible direction. It didn't feel in any way contrived or badly done, but the way that it went was no longer of interest to me. So, and possibly not for the reasons you might expect. But, yeah. I did not read Berserk. I saw an episode or two of the original anime back when I was first getting into anime, but I didn't continue it. But no, I didn't read Berserk. But I will get around to doing that eventually. It is a shame that it came to an untimely end, but that is the way things are. I'm going to get in position for this attack, which ultimately would have been better off not having been done anyway. Not the most articulate way to explain that, but the point is that I would have been better off with like a shorter attack in that moment. Because really, unless you get all of your hits off for Demon Dance, it's not really worthwhile. It's something for when a monster is well and truly stationary. Like now. You really have to commit to that fucking animation. Particularly if you don't have any stamina. No, I don't think it sounds crazy. Panther flower, people usually say that. But I thank you for the compliment if that is what it is, and I suppose it is. I do take it as such. Let's fire off a Bloodwind, shall we? The good thing about Bloodwind is that you can, well, usually you can catch up to Barioth, but if he keeps changing directions like that, it is hard. That is difficult. I'm doing what I can, but you know. I don't know how that was destroyed. Apparently, Barioth turning on the spot is enough to destroy that. And I wouldn't even say that he turned on the spot, but he must have slightly turned. Otherwise, literally nothing would have broken that, and I don't trust that that happened. Like, you can see that I'm just spending this entire hunt trying to catch up with this stupid monster. Seriously. Imagine if I was using gun layers. What an annoyance. Look how, I feel maybe we're just really spread out right now. Is that what it is? Is it that we're really spread out? I guess we do have two gunners, that doesn't make it easier. But I feel like I'm just having to catch up with this monster so much. Spending most of my time running after him rather than attacking him. And you can see it's not doing wonders for my charge level. Because that's one of the problems with dual blades. You need to commit in that moment to going demonized mode, and then you have to hope that he hasn't moved in that time. And for the most part, he has moved in that time. That's why I haven't really been going demonized mode. Just been trying to get hits in where I can. No, I have not seen Heroic Age. Unless there's a Japanese name that I'm more familiar with. Well, at least he's limping. I was hoping for a one zone given that he's not hyper, but whatever. Alright, he's gone up there. It's a little confusing. It doesn't look like he's gone up here. It looks like he's gone somewhere else, but Heroiku Eiji, which is just Heroic Age. So, yeah, Heroic Age. Heroiku Eiji. But yeah, no. Haven't even heard of it. Is it new? If it's recent, then less of a chance that I've seen. Oh yeah, Wolf's Maw, may as well get this out. Yeah, I had a feeling you'd die before I could do it. It's a 90s anime. No, I didn't see it. What is it, like fantasy? Adventure fantasy? It could be worth watching. I'll have a look at it. This gun is a monster, says Juvenator. Yeah, it's a great gun. It's good fun. Definitely worth making. I'm assuming Potato is trolling when he says that GT is the superior sequel to Z in almost every way. Jeez. Well, no, I mean, is that comparing to Super or comparing to? Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's really not a good case for Super. That's not a good case at all. Hey, Born and Kokoto. I never saw Dragon Ball Super. I'm not really in the mood to watch that sort of show right now. I wasn't against the idea of there being a new Dragon Ball series, but yeah, I wasn't really sure if it was any good, but if you're saying Dragon Ball GT was better, then that's concerning. Bloody hell. Yeah, you may greet me based on the time of day where you live, that's quite fine. Whatever feels right. Did I check this? Yes, I checked this line. Let's check here. Did I see what I thought I saw? Yes, and it's fucking... Oh, there you go. I think I'll take the one with Lucky Cat instead of the one with Unlucky Cat. If you know what I mean. The irony is that there's no additional meaning. There's no, you know, nuanced subtext there. It's just... The meaning is that Lucky Cat's better than Unlucky Cat. Just to explain my humour. For any person who doesn't know. Looks like there's a full-blown conversation going on about Dragon Ball in the chat now. I don't really have much to add. I didn't watch much of GT. I wouldn't be able to make a full evaluation of GT for the reason that I didn't watch it all. I wasn't interested in seeing a young Goku again, so I was like, no, I'm going to stop watching this now. So, there you go. Appeal from authority. Who was the last person to post? It was Autonomic. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. What would I like to use for this quest? That is the question. No, I don't want to use the Glavenus Horn again. I'm going to not do that. What about Charge Blade? Charge Blade on a Hyperderanburus. That sounds like fun. It actually doesn't sound fun at all. But it's different. Oh, whoops, I've already eaten. I'm sitting on some... I mean, these are some solid fucking skills. I mean, we're dealing with something that's going to increase rewards, or has a chance to increase rewards. We've got something that will guaranteed, or is guaranteed to increase my HP, and then you've got something that will work in combat. Although the Moxie's not really going to be necessary in combat here. I've got 839 defense. I'm not going to take so much damage that Moxie's going to proc. At least I don't think so. I mean, I guess it could proc, but yeah, maybe it would. If I got hit by something really hard, because he is hyper, maybe it would happen, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried about needing Moxie. That's the best way to look at it, Potato. Protect your image of the series. Alrighty. They were nice enough to put me right here with the monster. He and I have quite an affinity for one another. Not really. But yeah, this will likely be a bit of a long hunt. Hyperderanburus. Yeah. Go and load those files. Let you do what you need to do. Tail opportunity? No, it would be the furthest thing from me, wouldn't it? You fucking ass. Of course, I want to hit the part that's weak, but I believe he is chiefly weak in the horns, strangely, when it comes to element. But physically, he is weakest on the tail and the back. But yeah, I seem to remember the horns being a good elemental weak point. For a second I thought he was going to interrupt my bloody red shield. That was a good shot there, Autonomic. Well timed. Giving up on hitting the fucking weak points at this stage. I'd like a tail opportunity, but I'm going to get in there and attack something at least. I find that this location, or this area, is a pretty ridiculous place to fight a Duramburus. You need a real large open area. Again with the head. I don't want to hit his head. I can live with it, I suppose, but I'm bloody running out. I will probably use Ripper Shield. There goes Hunter. Goodbye, Hunter. You are the Hunter. The Chinese one, at least. But you have, your journey has briefly come to an end. I suppose that doesn't make much sense, does it? It's either come to an end or it hasn't. Nope. You shall not. I do like the effect that they've added on the tail when he moves though. I mean, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of additional effects that were added in Generations and Generations Ultimate. Like that there. Additional wind effect. Yeah. I'm the one guy that doesn't seem to have raw resistance, although Juvenator might have been outside the range of the raw. That's likely how that happened. Oh, great. I'll get Energy Blade ready momentarily. Let's see if I can get all that done. No. If he was going to properly throw himself in the air and give me an opportunity to hit the tail, I was wondering if I could get both files out. No, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Like, both files out, and then sword mode, then recharge, and then Energy Blade, all in that same moment. I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. Oh, God. Does Red Shield affect energy blade damage? I don't know. Not like we're about to find out. It might affect the damage. If anyone knows, let me know. But I'm just going to assume that it doesn't. I'm just going to assume. Oh, fortunately, I was out of range there. Just gonna shield that. Very awkwardly. Just standing there, waiting. Ripper Shield will be used once I get my red shield. Oops, wrong button. No. Shockingly, I didn't get caught in that. No, I don't need to use Ripper Shield, I'm already in the yellow. Well, I chose the wrong time to do what I was doing. We could all benefit, well, except for Juvenator. Everyone except Juvenator could benefit from a life power. Yeah, my performance hasn't been amazing in this quest, but I really can. I'm so sick of this tail being so far from where I am. There goes the tail casing. Again, I almost never aim for the tail with the intention of breaking it. That's not what my aim is. My aim is to hit a weak point. That is what I'm doing. Now, if we have something to carve as a result, that's always nice, but it's almost never the objective for me. If you're looking to mine the tail, you can only mine it if it's either been broken once or broken off. Referring to the tail casing itself. Seriously. I would have liked to at least have gotten one of those attacks on target, but no. Just narrowly missed it. I don't know if this will be my last hunt. It depends if it hits the 2-hour mark. Could always stop shy of the 2-hour mark. That's always possible. I'm under no real obligation to stream for 2 hours. Just looks nicer, I suppose. Hunter's running off with his weapon out. In a most vulgar display of, you know, lack of balancing in the game. You can hear background noise. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Oh. For once in... Oh, of course. Yeah. Just as I was talking about being presented the weak point, it disappears before I can even say anything. Hunter, please do not fail this quest for us. That would be very annoying. That would be exceedingly frustrating. Hello, tail. Yeah, at this stage, you know, I don't know if Hunter even has max potions, I wouldn't know, but I'd almost recommend him to stay at camp, particularly if he doesn't have max potions. You know, that's the thing, you never really know if a teammate has a max potion when they die, you just hope that they do, but if they don't, I would almost ask that they stay at camp, because not having a max potion is just awful when you've died, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Well, whoops, I'm so used to having files ready to be charged. Or filled, whatever you want to say. Fortunately, his tremor isn't too bad. They've been pretty forgiving with his tremor. You are able to be hit by tremor, but the range of it isn't too bad. Otherwise, you'd be getting hit with it all the fucking time, as you can imagine. Hunter is about to grace us with his presence again. Hopefully not to die a third time. If he dies a third time, then it's not going to be his lucky day. It's not, you know, some kind of threat. But I am saying that it'll be embarrassing for him, annoying for us, and he's going to wish it never happened. Let's put this away. Alright, where's the tail? Couldn't be further away. So I will settle for the face. Particularly the horns. With the way the chat's been going, you'd think I was playing a Dragon Ball game. Oops. I cannot draw into a guarding animation, you've got to be joking. Whoop. Oh, look at... See, that's the worst thing about a body check. I was well and truly mobile enough to get out of the way of that, but he managed to just curl around my body and still hit me. It's freaking annoying. Please don't flinch immediately. Thank you. At least let me get some hits out. We will be going for the capture, by the way, because I don't trust this hunter guy. Oh dear. I'll save my healing wares and just max potion. He's covering a lot of distance for a slow-moving monster. Now, I will actually go for the AED with 2 files here for the reason that, you know, it really only does 1 file's worth of damage, and I'm about to run out of red shield, so I may as well. May as well. Looked like it did a bit of damage, so there you go. There's a dead pink monkey. A pink monkey has fallen. He is a casualty of war. Or something along those lines. I understand why they have it be that Hyperderanburus flinches when he's on the ground like that, but it's bloody annoying. I'd like more of an opportunity to hit him when he's down. But otherwise it'd just be too damn easy now, wouldn't it? Oh, don't interrupt this. I had a feeling it was going to be a long quest, but this is a bit stupid. I'm hitting the weak points as frequently as I can. No, that's fine, XEO. I'm not too worried about that. So he's going to flinch before Auto can get his... Oh no. Autonomic managed to get his attack out, fortunately. That's the worst thing when you're trying to greatsword the tail, and then he flinches and you're out of range before you can get the bloody attack out. I'm saying bloody a lot right now. It's an indication of my frustration. Right, is he fucking capturable yet? He might be, but He hasn't limped yet, at least. I can't believe it. It's just awful. Yeah, Hyperderanburus is a long-haul fight. Alright, I'm capturing him. I don't like capturing hyper monsters, I never do, but it feels like the right thing to do in this moment. Someone else who dropped a trap too. And main objective complete. Thank God for that. That's a welcome sight. What's going on with you, Hunter? Full nest set, is that right? Yes, full nest set. Oh well. Full nest set with Orcus Quarkus. That's about right. Oh, stretching my body if you wouldn't mind me doing so. Some nice background noise. But I don't need to worry about background noise because that is the last hunt. I was actually not wanting for it to take so long that it would take me over the 2-hour mark with the live stream, but that's alright, it worked out in the end, if that was to be the last quest, so I can live with that. And what do you mean Bob is back? He never leaves. He's a part of this live streaming experience. He's literally my my guest at this point, guest host. Alright, that will probably conclude the recording. I thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. We managed to make some good progress again. We went from, I believe, Hunter rank 909, I think, to 913. So we are slowly but surely getting there. It's funny. I'm not really getting through the ranks faster than I was before. In fact, I'm definitely not. I would realistically be getting through them more slowly. But because I have a clear goal in sight, I feel like I'm getting through it pretty quickly. I feel like I can quite easily just put my head down and work towards Hunter rank 999 without much difficulty. So I will do that. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all when I'm next recording Monster Hunter or anything else that you'd like to watch. Bye bye for now.